Have you built organizations before?
Well, as far as like building an organization, I mean, I've worked with different organizations. I've done some marketing work. I'm mostly entrepreneurial, I would say. I work mostly independently. I've built my own business. And I'm in a few different industries, so I'm pretty diversified, I would say. My interest in cryptocurrencies is kind of like, I guess this how it's decentralized. I like the philosophy of it, and I know that it's something that's up and coming. So I'm kind of interested in finding out more about it.
Yeah, it's extremely exciting for me because of some of the reasons you just mentioned. I don't want to be too tough on the banks and the banking system, but after the 2008 collapse, I think we all know that the status quo approach to retirement and the traditional path is actually quite risky. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of the middle class and people that kind of follow that approach are just kind of waking up to that. A lot of people in their retirement years right now, as the years go on, their lifestyle is going to decrease, but they don't have a plan to turn that around. And then you've got younger people like my kids, college, they're getting up ready for college, taking out huge debt, huge debt. So right out of the nest, they're set up for compounding interest to be working against them. So the whole system is really set up in a way right now where things are getting worse and not better for people financially. So crypto, a couple of sides to this. Crypto is, as you say, a decentralized mechanism for an exchange of value. So you're able to, what's that mean? You're able to cut the middleman out of it. You're able to cut the banks out of it. Now, in the U.S., and in most of developed Europe, that's less of an immediate, there's less of an immediate crisis around that. But in underdeveloped countries where people rely on Western Union, a lot of people here don't realize they have to pay huge fees, sometimes like 30% or more, in order to give money to their family.
Right.
So for them, cryptocurrency and cutting the middleman out is a huge deal. Now for businesses, as we move more and more towards a crypto-based economy, it is going to make a huge difference because it decreases the cost of exchanging value for people to pay for their goods and services. The cost of credit cards, debit cards, a lot of those fees are hidden. A lot of times people don't realize how much the prices have been jacked up because of charges that are behind the scenes and all the fees that are associated with that are passed on to businesses that get passed on to products. Anyway, so that's one side of this, is just a freer economy that cuts out the middleman, the banking system that's been, just charging huge fees, a lot of times hidden, and in underdeveloped countries, it's really hurting people who need it most. The other side of this is kind of coming back around to preparing for retirement and being able to get on the better side of the stick of compounding. And a lot of people get a house mortgage or they're paying rent and you're basically paying somebody else to pay for mortgage. Again, compounding is working against us. It's really hard to get ahead when you have car debt, car loan, when you have a home mortgage. If you're younger and you're paying a huge college debt, and then on top of that, credit cards, a lot of people are now relying and living off credit cards to make it to the next month. It's very difficult to ever get ahead. And a lot of people are dealing with that by just burying their head in the sand. And there's really no plan. They have no plan. My sister, a perfect example. Her husband makes about $12,000 a month as a programmer. You'd think they'd be doing well. She has a gym. She does well. She doesn't, make a lot of money, but she does well. And yet they struggle month to month with their two kids. And they have no plan for retirement. They had to remortgage their home a second time just to make it between a job contract that her husband had. This is like,
it's not sustainable. This is not
it's not sustainable. And this is the sad thing. What I'm getting at, this is the average story. It's like, so I keep driving home to people the message that they look at cryptocurrency and trading in crypto is risky. And we should say, yes, it is. But so is the status quo. So is the path that people are on now. It's
right. So are 20-year-olds taking out huge college debt.
Yeah. Massive risk. So we're really trying to change people's paradigm and look at reality. Look at what's really going on in their life financially. Stop burying their head in the sand about it and look at a strategy that's actually extremely conservative it can actually put them on a path to build wealth by leveraging a new rising asset class that really has a lot of positive implications in the world anyway, cryptocurrency. And instead of missing these opportunities because they fall into the indoctrinated belief that they're not smart enough or they can't do it because they don't know enough, to really show people, no, you can take advantage of these things. You can turn your financial situation around, but you do have to do things differently. You have to start to apply things like compounding in your favor, not working against you. You have to start to look for opportunities like new rising asset classes and not just what's already happened. A lot of people think they're going to be able to get ahead by investing into the stock market now. This is not the time to be investing into the stock market. A crash is imminent. It's part of the cycle. And people need to be educated about these things is the point. And that's really what this is all about, is helping people tap into the opportunities instead of thinking they're not good enough to do so.
Yeah, and that's what I'm really excited about, is being able to have the ability and a platform and community where we can invite just anyone. I mean, I was thinking about it the other day. I mean, my fiance has a young daughter who's just turned 12. And she's interested, and she's like, what's going on with the signals? So I mean, it's something that she literally can understand, and I can explain to her what we're doing and how we're actually able to protect and multiply our Bitcoin by using the signals that Unifii provides. And it just creates a sense of security, if you will. There's no guarantees. It's very volatile, but it does create just like a backup. You've got a way to kind of keep your eye on things and be able to decipher, I guess, as you learn and as you grow. You can check the signals and see if you're on track. So it's really exciting.
Are you familiar when he says signals? Are you familiar with what he means by signals, Melissa?
I'm thinking it's sort of a way to check in on trends. Is this some kind of like it shows us a system's trend, kind of, maybe?
Basically, yeah. So like even on the stock market, financial markets, like all markets, they do technical analysis, and the technical analysis tells you based on the volume of something, based on the trend, as you're saying, what's likely to happen in the future. Mm-hmm. And now they have computers that are doing that. The banks use computers to basically trade for them all day long on the stock market. Well, Unifii has provided, those are signals, like it might come in as a buy signal or a sell signal.
Okay.
Unifii's CEO provided that for years to his clients in the traditional markets. When cryptocurrency came along, at first he was very skeptical about it, just like I was. I didn't get started with crypto till last year after watching a documentary called Banking on Bitcoin. Anyone watching this replay, watch Banking on Bitcoin to get a really good idea of what's going on, and other documentaries on that. Did you see that, Melissa? Sounds like maybe.
No, but I've been meaning to watch it. Now I'm definitely going to watch it.
Yeah, I was completely out of the loop, and I'm entrepreneurial. I'm open-minded. I had clients asking me to take Bitcoin in 2012 for the services I was providing. I completely dismissed it. I thought it was just why would we need another money system? I didn't get it. And then when I watched Banking on Bitcoin, I was like, wow, I understood, like, this is a massive revolution, not just financial, like money, but cryptocurrency goes way beyond that. So that's a fantastic documentary. And there's other ones too. I watched all of them. It really helps. But he also, it took him a while to come around on cryptocurrency, but about 2.5 years ago, he started to apply the technical analysis and the signals for his clients in crypto. And then as of recently, he opened this up to everybody because he was realizing a lot of people, the average person doesn't know about this stuff. They're completely closed off to it. Why not make it available to everybody and make it simple enough that your average person who doesn't understand some of the jargon and the technical stuff can actually apply it? Again, what we're talking about, if you go back to like the internet boom in the late 90s, there was this massive growth, in that market. And a lot of it was junk. A lot of it was like just fake stocks and just riding the trend. And then the bubble bursted. I think it was like in 2001 or something. And a lot of people think, oh, this is just a bubble and it's going to burst, or it already bursted because the price of Bitcoin went way up and then now it's down from where it was last year. But when you look at cycles of rising asset classes like the internet boom, you realize that it's just the beginning. Like Google Amazon, Netflix, and thousands of other huge internet assets came after that first boom. And so people have to understand, like, this is a long-term thing, and we can look back at the internet boom and see how that works. It was a very long-term process. Yahoo, people remember Yahoo was the big search engine before Google. AOL was bigger than Amazon, and now Amazon just bought Whole Foods. So people have to understand, like, my message to people is don't let another rising asset class pass you right under your nose. You're sitting here watching it thinking, oh, I can't participate. You can. And that's what Unifii is doing is, Ron packaged this so your average ordinary person can learn about this stuff. It's simple enough. Doesn't have to overtake your day. You don't have to become a day trader. You don't have to be watching it all the time or getting all emotionally upset by its ups and downs. You can ride long-term trends and just follow a really conservative process and not have it pass you by. And it's really simple. So, Melissa, I apologize because I can't stay here too long, but we can connect again, certainly. But I've made a lot of presentations that, and Jerry can get you in touch with one of them that goes over the details and the numbers. And,
that'd be great.
Yeah, and then we can connect again. I can answer your questions. But yeah, I mean, it's really quite remarkable. I mean, Jerry was just saying, this is the first time I spoke with Jerry in person. We've talked online for, I guess he's followed me for well over a year. I've had people that have followed my work for 20 years that I meet just recently for the first time. It's wild. And I've never done anything like this before where we recorded like this kind of an interaction, but I think it's beautiful because what Jerry was saying at the beginning of this, when he introduced you, a lot of people are afraid to like interact and build relationships online for some reason. And there's no reason for that. Like I have met amazing people and accomplished incredible things through the internet. And a lot of people, they feel that they're kind of cocooned in their home and they're not networking and they're not connecting. And there's this, I mean, I almost think it's like this Protestant thing that we think we got to be, we can't like come out of our shell and connect. And it's like, I think that those times are over. Like, so I love what Jerry's doing here and actually recording this real live like interaction because this is where it's at. This is how we empower each other.
I agree.
So I think it's pretty cool what Jerry
I mean, we connected through a Facebook group, and then I reached out to him personally asking for some more information, and then this kind of turned into let's actually talk. And then I think things do end up becoming very organic in how they're, like you said, these connections are meant to happen, and it's a beautiful thing, and it can actually get things done. There's so many different, like Zoom is beautiful. I mean, this is
I mean, how many people out there right now, they need to change their financial situation and their life, quite frankly, their quality of life, and they're hiding behind the computer. They have this powerful tool, but they're hiding for what reason? They're afraid of something, and I think people need to really get in touch with, is that really necessary? It's like this invisible dragon that doesn't really exist. Connect, reach out, talk, and we grow in so many ways beyond even just the financial.
I couldn't agree more.
No.
So thanks for being part of that, and thank you, Jerry, for bringing us together and thinking to record it, because I would have never thought to do that.
Well, thank you. And before you run, Mike, I'm not sure when I started the recording, I was trying to just make sure everybody was comfortable in the beginning. So if we didn't let the audience know that may see this in a replay, just want to briefly just set this up real quick of how we came together. I met Melissa, opted into the beginner crypto group on Facebook, and then reached out to me in Messenger, and then we invited her here to be able to talk candidly and openly about cryptocurrency and what we're doing with Unifii and building community around that with Mike Klingler here, who is one of the top leader in our organization right now, who's built several organizations, 6-7 figure income levels around the world. So I want to thank you both for joining me here today, and look forward to meeting you again, Mike and Melissa as well. And Mike's got to scoot on out, but Melissa, we can meet a little bit after Mike's got to go. And we'll just end this one for now, and I'll call you back on another line. And
perfect.
We'll start.
Okay.
And
nice
Yeah, sorry to have to run out so fast.
No,
We
that's
started
okay.
later than we had planned, but
No problem.
let's meet again, and maybe we could record it too, and just kind of follow the questions that might come up. It's a beautiful idea, and I appreciate you welcoming that opportunity for us. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing that we have, and look forward to doing more. So thank you again. All right.
Great to meet you, Melissa. Talk soon. Thanks,
Take care.
Jerry. Appreciate
Thank you.
you. Bye, guys.